It's the first installment of Off Script. We have an action-packed episode for you right after this. All right, I'm Kay Needhammer, joined with John Todd Thompson. John Todd, how you doing today?
Sir, I'm doing great, man. Ready to talk sports, baby.
That's right. Louisiana always got the hot spot for sports. On this episode, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. We have David Griffin getting fired and Dumars in as a Pelicans general manager within 23 hours of each other. Lady Tigers got selected in the WNBA draft. College baseball in Louisiana is just a hot spot right now. We have a segment called Stat of the Day, which we're going to do every single episode. And is Sheduer Sanders the right pick at 9 for the Saints? So, first off, let's talk about Joe Dumars. He won a chip with the Pistons in 2004. He got hired. His tenure lasted about 14 years, but signed Chauncey Billups after his first year. He's from Shreveport, has a lot of ties with Louisiana, played for McNeese.
I didn't even know that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, he's kind of buddies with the Benson family, with Gail Benson. I don't really know what to think about him. I think it was kind of rushed. 23 hours is not a lot of time to hire your.
Question is, will he bring us to the promised land?
I don't know. Well, what's your take on it?
I didn't really know much about him, so I really have no take. But you say he won a championship with the Pistons?
Yeah, 2004.
And what was his role then?
He was the GM, basically what he is right now.
But now he's the vice president of the operations?
No,
Well,
he's David Griffin. He's the vice president of executive of the Pelicans, whatever. Basically, the president of basketball operations.
Hopefully he can, make the right moves, trade the right people. Hint, hint. And
trade. What do you mean by that? Like trading Zion? He has a good slate right now to win. Good team.
We can go on about this whole different topic, but if you were to draft, let's just say they were to get Cooper Flag, you would probably trade Zion.
See, that's where me and you kind of differ. I would build around both. You get Cooper Flag, Zion. You're starting.
That team would be crazy, but
the fit would be kind of weird.
You gotta get him out of here, respectfully.
Well, I feel like Zion kind of has a bad relationship with the ownership because of he's doing stuff off the court and he's not on the court at the same time. He's missed 213 games or something crazy like that in his entire tenure with the Pelicans. Kind of shut him down this year. Halfway through the season, he fell about a month. No, was it 2 weeks into the season? Didn't play until
when they realized they were going to be bad. They didn't risk. They probably could have played him earlier, and they definitely could have played him in the season, but they weren't risking decreasing his trade value in any sort of way.
Yeah. Well, you lost DeJounte first game of the season. Trey Murphy wasn't there. He wasn't available with was it a knee contusion?
Yeah,
did Zion play? I can't remember.
In the first month.
Yeah. So, David Griffin, he made some bad trades for the Pelicans, kind of mismanaged a couple of his assets. Huh?
Talking about David getting fired now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he kind of mismanaged Zion to begin with. Zion wasn't a professional. They could have. He was 19 years old going to the NBA, 1 year in college. So they could have, been strict with him. So he's gotten better over time. He's been working on himself.
David Griffin, his first year, was that when he drafted Zion, or he was here?
Yeah.
He traded. I think 2017 was his first year, right? 2017, and then he eventually traded AD.
Let's see. I was just looking at that. Let's see, where's it at?
He traded AD, and then he drafted Zion in 2019. Pretty sure.
Let's see. Let's look at it. I'm gonna share my screen. David Griffin basketball reference. So He's got hired with the Cavs as an interim GM whenever Chris Grant was fired. He was with them for 3 years, won the championship in 2015-16 season. Then he got hired with the Pelicans, this year. So whenever they got Zion, they won the lottery.
At the time when they got David Griffin, they were probably like, how do they get this guy coming off a championship and his success with the Cavs? They had to be so.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I feel like he kind of mismanaged some of his assets. Like the Josh Richardson trade for Devontae Graham, was that last year? You signed Devontae Graham, first of all, for $47 million on a 4-year deal, but you traded 4 second-round picks and DeJounte Murray, or 2 more years of DeJounte Murray, for Josh Richardson, who played 20 games for you. You waited to trade BI until this year, whenever you realized the fit wasn't working.
I mean, obviously with BI, they were just wanting to get off his contract, but they could have got They could have got an RJ Barrett. They could have got more picks. They could have got.
If they traded him earlier in the season,
they want to risk him and all that, but I mean, his value is still Brandon Ingram, clutching the playoffs. KD like hard to guard. I mean, that's valuable to teams.
What?
Yeah, he traded AD, drafted Zion. Somehow didn't trade Zion. But most of his teams failed due to injuries. I mean, you can't put it entirely. His players are getting injured every week, seems like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have done the same thing as Griff. I would have went down with Zion. I'd have been on train with Zion. If he goes, I'm going too. He's there as long as I'm there. Well, what do you do with Willie? As Willie has 1 more year on his contract.
The president of operations, that usually means you're going to fire the head coach.
But yeah, the new guy.
So I
mean,
I don't
obviously
know how he hasn't been fired yet. I mean, he's a great coach, but just due to common sense, he's going to be fired. I'm sure.
You want your GM to, bring in the guy that he wants.
I mean, unless you want to roll with it, but I mean, it just makes sense to bring in a whole new thing, especially if you get a top 3 pick. You're basically getting a rookie that comes into that can potentially take you to heights you never reached.
Yeah, and that's past the second round for the Pelicans of the Western Conference Finals. They swept the Rockets in 16 and got swept by the Warriors. That was the year Boogie got hurt towards Achilles.
They were going to win it that year, I'm telling you.
That's what AD said on a podcast. Well,
I mean, they wouldn't have beat the Warriors, but it would have been a great series.
It would have been a good series. The Warriors, that was a 73-9 season, right?
Was it?
I think it was. Well,
because crazy how their best regular season they lost to the Cavs.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And the Cavs didn't win that year. I
they
think
lost to
the Warriors. Yeah, they lost to David Griffin. Well, obviously, if Willie's gone, you got coaching candidates out there right now. The most obvious one is Mike Malone. That'd be great if you can, but I don't think the front office is gonna spend $10 million a year on a head coach.
Didn't Suns coach Budenholzer get fired too?
Yeah, he did. Mike Budenholzer.
So
I think
them two.
Those 2 obvious ones.
You got the coach from UConn, Dan Hurley. He's not going to leave, though, I don't think.
No, he's not going to leave. Well, I wouldn't mind bringing the coach on the bench up from the Pelicans right now. What's his name? James Borrego? Borrego, yeah. I'd like to see him. I mean, that'd be a good one. Well,
he's got a lot of opportunities to coach this year, hasn't he? Wasn't Willie Green sick?
Yeah, he was. And he stepped in as an interim coach. Just like Nikola Jokic is right now for the Nuggets. He's basically the coach. I don't know if he saw that clip or not. Or
you could also call JJ Redick the coach, but we all know that the GM is the coach for the Lakers.
JJ Redick's done a good job. And they're 2 months apart from each other or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Well, LSU Lady Tigers basketball. WNBA draft was last night. You had Aneesah Morrow go 7th overall to the Connecticut Sun, and Hailey Van Lith reunited with Bayou Barbie Angel Reese in Chicago. She went 11th overall, I believe. Now, college baseball going on there. LSU got swept by Auburn last weekend. Not a great showing. I couldn't really watch much, but
Yeah, I watched one pitch.
did you watch it?
Game.
You did.
Yeah, and then when they would go down by like 5, I turned it off, or really even like 3.
Well,
I know that's being a bad fan, but I mean,
I can't blame you.
the expectations for LSU baseball are too high, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, you were number 3 in the nation. You had your record was 31-3 before this weekend. So on Friday you lost 4-8.
That's always gonna be hard, but I mean, you gotta take one, Jay. Come on, man.
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So going on the road in the SEC is obviously hard, but
yeah,
you got to take one of those at least.
You got to take one. It was also a Chris Stanfield revenge game. It was against Auburn. How did he do, you know?
I think one of the at-bats, I saw him get a hit, but other ones he like either grounded out or like something. I don't know. But I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't have.
You lost 4-8 Friday, 2-4 Saturday, and Sunday you lost 2-3. But how about Kate Anderson? Kate Anderson's doing a freaking phenomenal job right now. You see, he's 5th on the board right now, 5th on the strikeout leaders. As a sophomore. You see something else? Who's like number 3? You know who that is?
I don't know. Who is that?
I do believe that is Southeastern Louisiana ace down in Hammond, America. They're doing phenomenal right now. Swept Texas A&M Corpus Christi last week, 11-3 on Friday, 9-2 on Saturday, and 14-5 on Sunday.
Pumped up about that?
20. Huh?
So you pumped up about that?
Oh yeah, I'm pumped up. 29-7 on the season now. Tonight we play against USM at the Pat at 6. Southern Mississippi. Southeastern should be a fun game. But I forgot to mention LSU. They're playing McNeese at the box tonight. They're on a 12-game win streak. I don't know if you knew that. It leads the nation. They're hot.
I think Will Wade taking over the whole culture. Winning style.
I forgot to mention that Southeastern was on a 6-game win streak as well. They're playing UTRGV. I'm just bouncing back and forth right now, if you can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
Playing UTRGV this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Should be a good series. UTRGV is probably the best team in the Southern Conference right now. And LSU gets Alabama Thursday, Friday, Saturday series because Easter is Sunday.
Got to win that series.
Yeah, at least get 2. It's at the box. Are you going to any of them? I'm not, probably. I'll watch it.
Right, but I will be watching LeBron James hit a baseball.
James LeBron. What's his name?
Just like Justin LeBron.
Justin LeBron. Yeah.
I don't know if he leads the nation, but he's close up there in home runs, RBIs, and probably runs.
No, I don't think he's leading in home runs anymore.
Well, I said he's up there, so he's having a good season for sure.
Let's see where he's at. Individual statistics, home runs. Justin LeBron is. Oh, he's not even in the top 10 anymore. Did he get hurt?
I have no clue.
Oh wait, I lied. I'm blind. Justin LeBron
with the Golden Spikes Award though.
Yeah, he'll be up there. He has 15 home runs through 37 games. Started off the season really hot. But cooled down. And Ryan Brome, Southeastern first baseman, he has 12 home runs through 36. Where's Jared Jones at? You know how many tanks he has?
I think it was 11. I don't think he hit any this week, so yeah, so it should be 11 still. Well, he's always a threat to send him on 500 feet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the scoreboard's still intact at the box.
Honestly, yeah. We're going back to Kate Anderson. I mean, I think does his losses count as losses, or they were a loss for another pitcher?
Let me check. Can you see individual statistics on here?
I don't know.
When was this updated? As of the 14th. Let me share my screen again. You can see everybody's stats. We can analyze it. That's the schedule.
Obviously, the strikeouts have been elite for Cade, but the issue when he can start allowing runs is because he pitched so many strikes. He doesn't walk anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and obviously, most of the time, if you pitch strikes, I mean, the hitter's going to take advantage of it eventually.
Mm-hmm. So I couldn't share the screen, but you see Derek Currio, true freshman. He's been tearing the cover off the ball, hasn't he? Hitting 362.
Yeah, he was batting
with
400
bombs,
the first 2 months of the season.
Will he be the best freshman in all college baseball? Huh?
Yeah, he's gonna be Dylan Cruz-esque by the time his third year comes around.
I don't know if he'll have that kind of pop as Dylan Cruz did, but he'll definitely.
I mean, he's still is he even 19 yet?
I don't know that answer.
I mean, he's gonna get bigger naturally. Plus, being in a college strength and conditioning system, he's gonna put on weight, get stronger, faster. He's gonna be able to hit tanks.
Well, also imagine
he's got a great work ethic.
LSU's lost. The season was 7 something crazy. Yeah, 6 games. Yeah, you're 31-6 right now, and you didn't get Cam Caminiti to sign with you. You signed with the Braves on a multi-million-dollar deal, and Connor Griffin. So you lost 2 of the best recruits, and you still have 6 losses. You're 31-6. That just speaks miles about how great this LSU baseball program is right now. And then you talk about Jared Jones. I'm sorry?
Wait, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know how we were talking about Jared Jones? And he should be in the Golden Spikes conversation too. He's played all 37 games. He's hitting 360, and you're right, 11 bombs and 50 ribbies. So he's 4 off of the home run, second place in the home runs. So he's having a phenomenal year.
He's very streaky. He went on a streak where he was just tearing the cover off the ball and hitting. He probably hit like 5 home runs within the span of 7 games, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and then he goes cold all of a sudden. He starts striking out. Yeah. Let's see, what's his strikeout to walk? He's 23 base on balls.
Recently, but with SEC pitching, he's just got to get used to it again, I guess.
Yeah. And then you got a couple of guys at the portal. You got Stanfield, Danny Dickinson. He's been phenomenal for the Tigers. Second baseman, right? He came from JUCO, right? I believe.
It wasn't
D2. D2.
It was. Dang,
I know it wasn't D1.
Something Valley.
NAIA. Is it the Missouri Valley Conference? I think that's D2.
I think
Missouri.
The name had Valley in it. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I mean, he was hitting 400 in that league, so obviously,
Yeah, he started off the season strong too. Everybody did. And then look at your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pitchers: Cade Anderson, Ianson, and Shores. Anthony Ianson, I believe, this is probably one of the best rotations in all college baseball. It's definitely probably top 20
for sure.
You got Kate Anderson was 81 strikeouts, 71 strikeouts for Heinsohn, and then Shores 81 strikeouts, but 41 strikeouts. But they're all averaging close to the same amount of earned runs, just not innings pitched, because Shores is 13 innings away from Kate Anderson.
And you probably not do this, but if you really wanted to, you could bring in the freshman Ty Evans to start on Sunday, and he'd be an elite level starter. But you're not going to do that to a freshman when you got a 3-year starter in Chase Shores.
Yeah.
Even though he was hurt last year.
And I think Kate Anderson, he was your midweek starter. Probably could have started Saturday last year. Okay. Or Sunday. He was doing great. And then Zach Cohen, your closer, what is that? Not Zach Cohen. Kason Evans, 73.73 earned run average, with only 2 runs given up through 24 2/3 innings. That's just unreal.
He's been elite.
And everybody has. Your worst pitcher, you have to go down to probably Connor Ware or Maverick Rizzi to get bad. And Maverick Rizzi definitely has a potential to be, I don't know about an ace, but definitely a Saturday starter. And then you got William Schmidt just chilling in the bullpen. You got pumping 101. That was a starter last year.
The problem over the stretch of the last couple games has been the offense. I mean, the pitching has been bend, but not. They've been bending but not breaking. Yeah. So you got to get the offense going in SEC play here shortly if you're going to win these games and potentially get a national seed.
Yeah, you can probably host a regional if you just lock in for the next 4 series.
Well, they can get a top 8 seed and host everything. They just, like I'm saying, they're just in a slump right now.
Yeah, well,
everything's
hitting wise. You limited Auburn to 4 and 3 runs on Saturday and Sunday. So, and Auburn's one of the best teams in the nation. That's why they're ranked higher than number 8, and LSU's number 9. Well,
isn't Texas number 1 right now too?
Who?
Texas.
I think so. I think they're number 1.
So, and you should have took the series from the number 1 team in the country.
Texas is a dang good team. Their pitching's elite.
Yeah, but the coaching in that game limited us from taking that series.
I do agree with that. You got Alabama this weekend, Tennessee at the box next weekend, A&M and College Station. That's always going to be a fun series. And you come back against Arkansas and then you go to South Carolina, I believe. You get a pulmonary revenge game at home for them. So I can see you taking 2 out of 3 every single series the rest of this year. You just got
to. What year is that? 2022, the year they won the championship?
That was 23. Or you talking about Tennessee?
No, LSU.
That was 23.
They won it in 2022.
Right? No. It was 2023. 2022,
whatever year it was.
That was the year they could bury. And they lost against Oregon, I believe.
I'm pretty sure that year you went 19-10 in SEC play, and you got, what was the 5 seed?
Yeah, you were barely ranked in the top 10, LSU. And then you got hot at the right time. And they ended up winning the national championship.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. All they have to do is this baseline 19-10 in SEC play right now, and you should get top 8 seed as long as you win a game in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, and if Stephen Milan can have another tournament like that, that'd be nice. Well, right now you're 10-5 in conference, so you got what I say 5 more series. So you lose 5 more games, and you add close to 10. Yeah, you're right. 19 in round 6. That'd be good.
Yep.
Well, I heard you had an awesome stat about Dyson Daniels.
Here we go.
Before stat of the day time. What was your stat?
Stat of the day, right here. Dyson Daniels, former Pelican. First in all time steals per game, according to NBA.com. Because I looked it up, and the actual leader is Alvin Robertson. He had 3.6, but according to NBA.com, Dyson is now first all time in steals per game at 3.1.
That's actually insane.
How about that, David Griffin?
Yeah, David Griffin. Yeah, you traded. I mean, we're Pelicans. You traded Larry Nance Jr., Dyson Daniels, and was it Cody Zeller for DeJounte Murray? I think he traded a couple picks with it.
Yeah.
So it might even out the trade. Well, my stat was, you see on your screen, Paul Skeens, and that's Henry Davis behind that watermark. They are the first battery of first overall picks to ever pitch with each other. Henry Davis called and Paul Skeens called, obviously. He pitched. Henry Davis was the first overall pick for the Pirates in 2021, and Skeens was 23, the year they won the national championship. LSU did. And Skeens also faced Dylan Cruz. It was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
First 1 and 2 team, first 1 and 2 overall picks to go against each other from the same team.
Crazy.
Well, that's your stats.
He's got the better of him every time.
If I can find my mouse, we can move on. Does Sheduer Sanders go 9 to the Saints?
Oh, no. Technical difficulties.
Okay. Does Sheduer stay in the black and gold?
I mean, you could go that way, but obviously with the injury to Derek Carr, you're gonna have to do something. Whether you believe in Rattler, or you want to draft the QB early or late, but Sheduer is definitely gonna be on the radar. So here's some stats about Sheduer. So with Sheduer, he has 70.1. That's his completion percentage throughout 4 seasons, with only 27 interceptions on 1,808 attempts.
That's
so only 27 INTs with that many pass attempts. It's like 7 per year, which that's kind of questioning. But I mean, 1,808 attempts.
Well, you also had the worst. The past 2 years, you've had the worst offensive line at Colorado, and only giving up.
Yeah.
Would you say 7 interceptions? That's impressive.
I mean, the Saints O-line is not going to be elite.
Is he a first round pick? Is he worthy of the 9th overall pick? Yeah, is Sheduer worthy of the 9th overall pick?
I mean, he's definitely worth a flyer.
I don't know.
It's not like he's bad. He's very skilled. I mean, his dad is Deion Sanders.
But he gets kind of, I don't know if flustered is the right word, but he takes too long to throw the football. But he's very accurate. Like, it goes with saying the 7 interceptions or whatever. I mean, last year he had 10 and 3 the year before, but 27 to 3 touchdown interception ratio in 2023 with that O-line. And basically just coming in with no chemistry except for Travis. Like, I don't know if you'd take him at 9 though, because you got plenty of other Tet
his receivers at Colorado would be kind of similar to the Saints offense and their receivers with Olave and just say like Webster from Colorado and Horn and Hunter and you add Shadid. They're all kind of similar. So he could thrive in the offense, be it having a good O-line, but I think Rattler being able to get the ball downfield deep to those speedsters on the Saints would be incredible.
I don't know if I'm a big Spencer Rattler guy myself. I mean, you saw a decent sample size of him last year.
But he didn't have the bailout receivers. They were all hurt.
But he had Bub Means as his number one wide receiver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you don't know if the receivers bail out the quarterback at least 50% of the time. So you put him out there with the receivers and a good O-line. I mean, he could be a whole new player.
You didn't have, for Rattler, you only had like Eric McCoy for 2 games blocking for him or something like that. He had a terrible O-line to protect him. But I don't know if Sheduer is the 9th overall pick for me. Obviously, Kellen Moore wants his guy, but I don't think Sheduer is that guy because you look at this quarterback class. Let's see. Look at the 2025 NFL draft quarterbacks. I mean, you can get Tyler Shuck or, Jackson Dart. And later in the round. Yeah, but I watched the John Gruden. Was it called QB class? Will Howard actually impressed me. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But
I don't think the Saints are going to take a quarterback late. I'll be honest.
If they take a quarterback, it's either going to be in the early rounds. It's either
they take a quarterback so they can have depth. They're not going to take a quarterback to be the starter unless they take Sheduer early.
Yeah.
But in terms of drafting a quarterback late, I don't think they're going to do it. It would shock me.
Well, I mean, Sheduer has to get past 3 at the Giants first. And then if he doesn't go 9 to the Saints, it's going to be probably 23 to the Steelers. And if not, then who knows whenever he's going to get drafted. Obviously, if he's there in the second round, I'd take him. But he's not a 9th overall draft selection. I'd rather take Tet or, Mason Graham. Maybe if Armand Mimbu is there, I'm taking Armand. So there's plenty of other guys that I would put, or even Ashton Genty. He'd be a great second back behind Kamara. And Kamara's best years have come with Mark Ingram as a RB2 to, get the load off his shoulders.
Mm-hmm. I have a crazy stat about Rattler real quick.
What, he's the best high school quarterback of all time?
No, he finished last season with more INTs than he did touchdowns.
I want to see this myself. I mean, I believe it because he was not that fantastic last year.
He played like 6 games? 7 games?
I'm going to pull it up on ESPN.
I don't even know if he averaged a touchdown a game.
Let's share this. Spencer Rattler. He finished last year with 228 attempts. I'm not putting it on my screen. Here we go. Let's get stats because it's kind of better to see. Yeah. And 230 pass attempts. He threw for 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 1,300 yards. That's not your franchise guy, if I had to say.
With 7th round receivers and a struggling O-line.
That's still not great. I mean, his first half of the NFL, I was sold. I'm like, this is the guy. But then 51 points later given up by the defense, and you only score 27. That you can't compete with the shootout. Because his first ever game as a starter. Like, didn't Jake Haener come in that game? Yeah, he got benched.
I don't know, but I think that Rattler can be good under Kellen Moore, in my opinion.
Well, Kellen Moore's also a really good quarterback whisperer. Like, obviously, he's had many star quarterbacks. He's had Dak, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts as his 3 quarterbacks he's coached. Now, I guess if he gets young guys that he can develop, he could probably develop them into a top 10 quarterback. But I don't know if Rattler is that guy to be developed into a top 10.
Yeah, you go back and look at a guy like Jalen Hurts too. I mean, he wasn't really
He
highly
wasn't. No.
thought of. Like not like Rattler, but he was a little higher thought of a Rattler, but he wasn't thought of to be as elite as he was. So Rattler can really take that jump, even though he's not as athletic. I mean, he has every tool Jalen Hurts has in terms of passing and being able to get the ball to his receivers.
Well, if you're kind of comparing Jalen Hurts to Rattler, why can't you compare? This is like a sin for me to say, but why can't you compare Jalen Hurts and Jalen Milrow together? You know, they're basically Jalen Milrow's a running back, a quarterback that throws a football, which is kind of what Jalen Hurts does.
In his camp or whatever, he's been impressing scouts and stuff with his arm.
Who, Jalen Hurts?
No, Milrow.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Milrow.
Like, obviously, you have the athletic ability, but he's showing scouts that he can actually like get the ball downfield. He's worth a flyer for sure in late rounds for any other team, but not the Saints. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't want him. If the Saints draft Jalen Milrow, I might be out. I'm not even lying.
Well, maybe if he's somehow there, even though I said not to, if he's somehow there in the 4th round, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, I said I don't want him, but if he's there in the 4th or 5th round, take a flyer on him.
Yeah.
Or even if you have what 3 third-round picks if you're the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, a lot
you
of
could
picks.
You could take him in the late 3rd rounds. I think you have 9 overall, the Saints. So, to settle things, Sheduer is not my 9th overall pick if I'm the Saints. What do you think? No.
You wouldn't necessarily think that they want to take a receiver, but I just feel like based on news and stuff that McMillan will be an option.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Saints are known for taking O-linemen, so maybe an O-lineman. You know, somehow somebody falls.
Will, Armand. Yeah.
If somebody fell, like just – well, Travis Hunter's not going to fall, but if somebody fell, you take them.
Well, okay, the NFL draft starts at 2. The draft starts at 2. Anything can happen after the first overall pick. Cam Ward's your first overall pick. It's not like last year. Last year, I remember me and you did a mock. We nailed like the first 9 picks or something like that. Yeah. This year, like I said, it starts at 2. You don't know if it's Abdul Carter or basically anybody else. Abdul Carter would be nice, though. You got Myles Garrett with him. That'd be a dangerous defensive line. But thank you for watching the first installment of Off Script. Should be posting more often. I am Kay Needhammer, joined with John Todd Thompson.
Sir.
Thank you.